Hi, guys. So, episode one, I'm going to dive straight in. I had this epiphany today, sort of, this understanding that, we do our inner work and we find our center and we find the oneness and learn to live in presence and to be so removed from the world and at the same time so fully in it. And then when you manage to do that, and when you manage to sort of heal and be mindful and present, and you move back into the world, you have these relationships that are all in the world, like nothing sort of joins you in your presence in that essence, right? Because there is no relationship in that unity, in that, God state. There is only the one. Relationships don't exist. It's almost like you find your oneness, you find your presence, and then you move back into Maya. You move back into illusion and enjoy it. And then that's where the beauty lies, right? You enjoy your friendships, you enjoy your family, and if you don't, then you work on it. You remember to stay present. You remember to detach, to not identify, to not be triggered, to not react. It's your training, right? It's our training. But then you get to your romantic relationship, and I feel like it's completely different. It's almost like it's not there to be enjoyed. It's there to really push you, to really test you and to make you have the most incredible breakthroughs and maybe even get to unity and get to presence with another person where you become one. All I'm saying here, I haven't studied this stuff. This is all just from experience and from just doing work with, with Ramdas and Muji mainly. And I have found now that I'm moving back into life and into relationships with other people, I noticed how amazing the community is, how amazing friendship is, how amazing family is. These connections, from presence where everyone's allowed to be who they are, and I can watch me getting triggered. And I'm almost grateful. I'm almost happy, and I feel the pain of the triggering, and I sit with it and breathe through it, and then it evaporates, and there's more, and there's more openness and an easier way to communicate and a deeper way to communicate and to get closer and build stronger friendships and stronger relationships with your family, and to also help them feel better and find their center. It's amazing. It's been so beautiful. Then you get your romantic relationships, and I wonder if they are meant to make you suffer. But if you manage to find a partner who will suffer with you, who understands the work that needs to be done, who understands that we're together not to have fun, not to make each other happy. We're here to really crunch down and do some real work. And I feel like that might be the purpose of the romantic relationship. And it's the most beautiful thing, right? Imagine, or I don't know if you have one, maybe you might have a partner you can do that with. I can't think of anything more beautiful. But it's, I think, quite rare to find someone who will sit through that with you, who understands the work, the inner work, that journey. And Of course, it's different for man and woman, the masculine and the feminine. The feminine goes crazy. The feminine has heat, there's no logic, right? It's up and down. It's complete madness, a complete storm, the ocean, And the man is the rock, the calm presence who contains her, who can, almost shape her, or be that still presence while she rages. And I think that creates something very beautiful, where the woman can feel safe enough to be fully herself. And I think that is what brings something very divine into this world. And where the man is strong enough, or masculine enough, centered enough to weather her storm, to stay present and give her that anchor, that she doesn't go crazy or doesn't get lost or doesn't get scared, but that she can safely go through her fire, through her storm, knowing she's held, knowing she's safe. And I think that brings something divine into the world. And I think it creates beauty, it creates love, it creates something that is of essence in this world of Maya. And it allows both people involved to transcend and find a deeper meaning in life, and to fulfill your destiny, which ultimately always is the, being present and just doing what you were meant to do, why you came here. How do you not get lost in that? How do you not get lost when you are, as a woman, you are in your storm, and you think you're too much and you think you're going crazy? How do you not get lost? How do you not get clingy and latch onto the man, scared that he will leave? And how do you not turn away? That I can't do this is too much for me. And you sort of leave, do you disconnect? How can you be vulnerable enough, courageous enough, sure enough to stick by you and your essence and your feelings and whatever's coming up in you, and to go through that? And if you're with the right man, then he will be able to hold you in that and guide you through it. And if he's not right, then it's not going to work. But I find it, it's this journey of, how do I know when it's the right time, or when it's the right man or the right woman? Because the emotions, you're not getting into a relationship and you already know exactly what you're doing, and you've got your storms and they're perfect and it just happens. No, there's so much trauma and there's so many triggers that need to be worked through. And to do that is incredibly difficult if both of you aren't on the same page and aren't working together. So if there's more rupture than there is repair, it doesn't really work, And then there's this whole thing like, how do you know to stick around, or when do you know it's time to leave, that they're not right? I don't have an answer for that, but if that's where you are at, that's where I'm at. It's so difficult. It's difficult to know, to figure out what's going on. It's difficult to not get lost. I get lost so quick. I cling for dear life. And then I need this break. I need to retreat, and I have to come back to myself. I can't be in the world for too long. Or I can't be in my partner for too long, focused on him. I need to remember, and I need to learn how to stay or how to remain with myself, how to remain with God, how to remain centered, present in my power, to show up whole. Your partner isn't there to complete you. Your partner isn't there to make you feel safe. Your partner isn't there to hold you. All this stuff that I'm hearing on social media, this whole thing, like, yes, your partner is your rock, or the man is the rock and the woman is the wild ocean. I mean, I just said it. I think there is something to it, like there's truth to it. There's this dynamic, yes. But I don't think the woman should rely on the man to make her feel safe. I think the woman finds her inner strength. She can't doubt herself. You need to understand that this is all still Maya. This is all still illusion. This is all still the play. If you get lost in that play, I'm the ocean and he's the rock, it's not going to work. Or that, at least not for me. It doesn't work for me. You can play the game as long as you remember who you are, what you are. You can't lose focus, or you can't lose the knowing that this is not really who you are or who they are. You are awareness, consciousness that is watching. That is where we are. That is what we are. We need to come into this world and do this work from that level, from that stage, that state of transcendence. And from there, you can do the play. And you guys can create this, amazing, incredible unity that creates beauty and love and brings something so divine into this world. But if you lose yourself in that game, in that play, and you start to think you need your partner, then you are lost and they're not going to create. You're just going to suffer because you're identified and you think you're waiting for the other person to fulfill you or to give you something so that you can do your thing. Like, then you are lost. So we have to be strong and to come back to ourselves. We need to understand over and over again that we are whole, that all of this is the illusion, beautiful, beautiful illusion that we are very realistically in. It is all real, but it's on this level that it's real. And we are that witnessing it all happening and unfolding. And we need to stay the witness. We can't get lost in our partner. We can't get lost in identification, attachment. That's when we start suffering. And as long as we get lost, we will suffer. And that will purify us. And it's the beauty, right? No matter what, you're always, always on your way to awareness, to the witness, to home, to get back home. Every suffering is there to get you home, to help you, to burn up identity, to burn up ego. And the fastest way is the romantic relationship. So yeah, it's a crazy journey. Not for everyone. I think that's why there are so many problems in the world with romantic relationships. It takes a lot of work and it takes strength and just this knowing, this faith to keep going with your partner when things get hard. The more you grow, the more awareness you gain, the harder it gets, I think. And I don't think you reach an end. I don't think there's a place that you reach with your partner where you're both just like zen and like no identity and that's it. I think it'll continue and purify, and yeah, it will just continue. And when both are ready to do that work, then that's amazing, right? Amazing. But when you are not ready, Things will fall apart. If he is not ready or she's not ready, it'll fall apart. And it's not a failure. And it's not a losing. You're not losing them and they're not losing you. They came into your life for a reason. And they did what they had to do. And you did what you had to do. And then it's time to move on. And the dance continues. There's no, don't get too attached on one person thinking this was meant to be it and it didn't happen. Everything that is meant to happen is going to happen 100%. There's nothing you can do about it to change that. It's already written. It's all going to happen. So your job, my job, is to remember, to sit back, to witness, to allow, to breathe, to feel your feelings, to allow your feelings, to let life happen. And to just be okay with it. Don't identify, don't attach, breathe, stay open. Remember to stay in your heart. Don't expect anything from anyone. Find yourself, fill yourself, be whole, all on your own, from that plane where all is one, not lost in Maya, not lost in this world. And from there you meet your partner, full, with loving kindness, with awareness, with unconditional love, where you give, where you grow. That's it. And then you want them to do the same thing. And that's where the magic happens. And then, it'll go crazy, but you come back to the oneness, to awareness, to the witness. And you empty yourself, and you come back because you want to, not because you need to. It's never a need. You don't need anyone. You never need your partner. They don't have to do anything. You want to show up. You choose them. And you do the work with them, through them. And they do the work through you and with you. And that's the ultimate relationship. That's the only romantic relationship that means anything, Yeah. So always remember, any problem you have with them, it's because you're attached. You're identified and you think you need something from them, or they need to be a certain way for you to be okay. Anytime that happens, anytime you feel like I need something and I'm not getting it, come back to yourself, center yourself, find that witness, be the witness, then move back in and address anything that needs to be addressed from a point of love, not from a point of where you're identified as the person. And allow life to happen. Allow life to move you and them. And just keep practicing that over and over again. Let me know if where you're at with your relationships. If this is something that you can practice or have practiced. Or what you think. And if I've missed anything, if you want to add anything. But it's always you need to be the witness. And from there, the right thing will happen and you'll do the right thing in this world as the person, not identified, just watching, allowing it to happen.